Hey, welcome Broken World Entertainment, and an interesting yet strange story has come out saying Edgar Wright and Paramount Pictures is looking to do a new adaptation of The Running Man. Now, they're also claiming it's not going to be a remake of the Schwarzenegger movie. They are saying it's going to be a direct adaptation of the Stephen King book. But we'll have a look at this anyway. So, new adaptation of The Running Man in the works at Paramount Pictures from Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, the director of Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Hot Fuzz, will be adapting a new adaptation of Stephen King's The Running Man. Deadline reports Wright will not only direct, but he will be co-writing the story with Michael Bacall. Bacall will reportedly be writing this script. Deadline is emphatic that the film is not a remake of the 1987 film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, but rather it will be much more faithful to the King's best-selling novel. King wrote the Running Man novel in 1982 under the name of Richard Bachman. Back in 2017, a fan asked Wright, on Twitter this is, "I don't know where you stand on remakes, but if you were to do one, no restrictions whatsoever, what movie would tickle your fancy?" And he responded simply by saying, "The Running Man." There was no explanation to that. There was no add-on. He just said, "The Running Man." So Deadline's Mike Fleming Jr. claims this new adaptation is a top priority for Paramount, as King's book still feels present in the current collision between pop culture and politics. This before social media ratcheted up the stakes. The film will be produced by Simon Kinberg and Audrey Cohn as part of their Genre Films company. Nina Park will also produce as part of Edgar Wright's complete fiction company. So they're saying it's going to be more in line with the book rather than the movie. Now, the weird thing about that, or well, it's not really weird about that, but the weird thing about the whole Paramount doing The Running Man, the original movie, the Schwarzenegger movie, that was released by TriStar. So I'm wondering, did Paramount get the rights to the book and the book alone, which is why they may have to stick directly with the book? It's interesting as well that they're all saying it's not going to be a remake of the Schwarzenegger movie, and yet every article on this story, every one of them, has the image of the movie with Edgar Wright, not the book. And there's multiple covers for the book. So the fact that they are specifically showing you the image of the movie and not the book is quite telling. It's also interesting that Schwarzenegger has been saying for the past few years that he would be very interested in returning to do a new Running Man sequel. He wants to do a Running Man Part 2. So are we going to see like a sequel to The Running Man with Schwarzenegger and another Running Man movie that's maybe more leaning towards the book? The worrying part, of course, is the whole part where they're saying it still feels so present in the current collision between pop culture and politics, which also is just weird. The movie was basically all society broke down. Government controls the TV, and the thing they put on is The Running Man, which was they basically get people who they say are criminals and get them to basically try and do this show. It's almost like Survivor, except in this case the contestants die. It's very strange. It's also strange that it's Edgar Wright, because he is known more for comedies, but it's an interesting one. I don't know whether saying, "Oh, it's going to be this Stephen King book" is much of a pull for people. Being that Stephen King just keeps going on Twitter and just writing the dumbest stuff. Like, he's out there defending the Marvels for bombing at the box office, while simultaneously saying he hates comic book movies. It's like, why are you defending it then? You moron, shut up. It's such a bizarre thing to do. It's like, I don't know what it's like. It's bloody crazy. But it'll be interesting. It's also very interesting and strange that they're saying Paramount is making it a top priority. You'd think they would be looking more at the Mission Impossible, maybe their next Transformers movie. They just can't get Star Trek out there. It's, you know, if you're going to get a new Star Trek movie, whenever, if ever, it happens, it's going to be a completely new cast and whatnot. It's not going to be the Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana crew, because none of them are signed. They keep trying to push it. They constantly come out and say it's not happening. But they've other properties that you would think they would be making their top priority. The fact that they're making a Running Man adaptation their top priority is very strange. Very strange indeed. But there you go. That's the news. This interesting story that Edgar Wright wants to do, and so does Paramount, a new Running Man. Will it actually be just an adaptation of the book, or will it be, in fact, a remake of the Schwarzenegger movie? I guess time will tell. If this thing even actually happens. Probably will, but who knows. Could even end up just being direct to Paramount Plus. We'll find out. But with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I'll be back.